Hello subscribers, all 5 of you, and anyone else who's watching this. So I want to talk about the whole thing where Salon released an article and then a video defending pedophilia. I want to provide my perspective because I noticed many of the responses to it were coming from this specific political perspective, specifically an anti-LGBT perspective. There have been many people on the authoritarian right like Glenn Beck, and the closet authoritarian right like Alex Jones, who've said things like, great, the liberals legalized gay marriage, next they're going to legalize pedophilia. The worst part of it is that videos like Salon's justify these sentiments, and I want to make something very clear. SJWs are not liberals. I know I sound like I'm doing a No True Scotsman, but it's true. They are leftists, to be sure, but they don't uphold classical liberal values, and therefore are not liberal. They're authoritarians, just as much as the authoritarian right is. They're two sides of the same coin, or rather the same horseshoe. Real liberals do not support and definitely do not want to legalize pedophilia. Like I said, the reason I wanted to make this video is that I didn't see too many videos on this coming from the pro-LGBT people. Tyler Preston 20 mirrored Salon's video, and the Atheist Gamer did a response, and I'll link both of these channels in the Atheist Gamer's response. Those were the only responses I saw, though, so I want to make it very clear. Gay people are not comparable to pedophiles by any stretch of the imagination. Pedophilia isn't even a sexual orientation. Sexual orientation is what gender you're attracted to. It says nothing about being attracted to children. The guy in the video, and he's the same guy who wrote the article, is named Todd Nickerson. He says that he's never molested a child, yet in the video you'll see that he romanticizes his pedophilia and makes it a major part of his identity. That's the real problem I have with him. Sure, I don't consider him a monster because he's never actually molested a child, but I do consider him a selfish jerk who does what he does purely to get attention. It's not that you're attracted to kids, Todd, it's the fact that you make that a part of your identity. The tragic thing about this whole thing with Salon is a distraction from the real cases of child sexual abuse and the consequences they bring. I know this sounds obvious, but sexual abuse, particularly when it happens to children, create permanent psychological damage. If you think a child might have been molested, it's important you report it as soon as possible. I'll give you some links in the description that can help you tell if a child has been sexually abused and provide help if such a situation has occurred. Even if you aren't affected by this problem personally, I suggest you research and support organizations that are trying to fight this very real problem. I'd also like to recommend a great young adult novel by Stephanie Kuehn called Charm and Strange. It's a fictional story, obviously, but it really provides insight into just how horrible the impact can be on the minds of the people who've suffered this kind of abuse. But I've spent too long on my soapbox. Let's delve into this cancer.
And she was just standing there watching me, and I remember looking up and just seeing her and just going, wow, she's beautiful. I knew I was in deep. I had fallen for the girl. The last thing I wanted to do was hurt her. I took on a regular babysitting gig. She was 5. She was a precocious girl. She was advanced for her age. She was also very independent. A lot of my fantasies actually revolve around little girls who are in some way more powerful than I am.
This is the main problem I have with you, Todd, and it's something all of you who are watching are going to notice throughout the video. Why do you romanticize your sick fantasies, Todd? Why do you do that? What's the point? Do you really think describing how much you love this 5-year-old is going to really make people be more accepting of you? It really disturbs me that you somehow think this is okay.
Eventually my attraction became, overwhelming to the point I had to go relieve myself in the bathroom.
Dude, that's disgusting. Again, why would you tell us this? This just proves that pedophilia is not a sexual orientation, because the attraction he had to this little girl was purely sexual. People who are straight, or gay, or bisexual actually want to be in romantic relationships with the people they're attracted to as well,
That's when I had to leave town and get my head straightened out. I didn't abuse her because I knew the harm that it could cause. Also, remembering the fact that I was abused, it probably contributed to my own sexuality developing. I have never sexually abused a child, and I never will.
I hate to doubt you on this one, Todd, but in your article, you actually said that there was a point where you seriously thought about abusing a child, which proves that you don't really stick to your principles. Who knows if you'll reach that point again? Also, you say here and in your article that being abused contributed to your pedophilia, but when you went to Dr. Drew, you said that you were born a pedophile. Can you just pick one, please? Lastly, you said that you didn't abuse the girl because you knew the harm that it could cause. Didn't you consider the fact that doing that to a child is disgusting and wrong, regardless of how harmful it could have been?
Now, I've gotten to know a lot of pedophiles online. My sense is that we're a much larger group than society actually thinks we are.
What gives you that notion? Pedophilia is a rare mental condition.
The terms pedophile and child molester are used interchangeably. This is wrong. A pedophile is, strictly speaking, somebody who has a sexual attraction to children. It's important to realize that not all pedophiles are child molesters and not all child molesters are pedophiles.
Okay, I can get behind not all pedophiles being child molesters, but I don't understand how it works the other way around. Why would someone want to sexually abuse a child, even if they were the most sadistic, unempathetic person on the planet, if they weren't sexually attracted to that child? Also, when you describe what a pedophile is, you showed a guy scrolling through what I can guess is supposed to be child porn. How does that paint pedophiles in a good light in any sense of the word?
When I first told all of my family, they had a hard time dealing with it. They had a hard time reconciling what they knew about me versus what they thought they knew about pedophiles.
Why would you tell your family? Again, I'm sensing a big red flag here when you compare being a pedophile to being gay, and you're so proud of it apparently that you have to come out to your family. Why couldn't you just not tell them?
I went through a severe bout of depression and social anxiety that lasted a few years. A lot of that was basically me coming to realize that I wasn't going to have a family. I wasn't going to fall in love with a woman and have a normal life.
I actually feel bad for you, Todd. I've suffered through anxiety and depression as well, and it's not fun. And I actually understand why you suffer like that. If I suddenly became attracted to children, I would freak out. I wouldn't know what to do, and I'd probably start thinking of myself as a horrible person. But you know what else I would do? I would go see a therapist, and I would try my best to get help so I would no longer feel those feelings. You didn't, and that's very telling.
I'm resigned to the fact that, I'm basically going to spend the rest of my life alone. This is not something I chose. What person in their right mind would choose to be the most reviled sexuality in the world?
I would want to believe you, Todd, except that you've made a big deal about being a pedophile, and even seem to be so proud of it that you explicitly inform us of your sick fantasies. It seems almost like you want to be a special snowflake, and that may be part of the reason Salon supports you.
My purpose is basically to go out and educate people, allowing people like myself to express themselves, to come out and be open.
Again, why would any sane person who started feeling attracted to children be proud of it and want to express themselves, much less come out to anyone? Todd, you do realize you're encouraging people who might genuinely be struggling with these attractions to not seek help, right?
Society makes it harder by persecuting us because a lot of us become fatalistic. We just start to think it doesn't matter what we do or say, they're going to hate us anyway.
Society's only going to hate you if you're proud of the fact that you're attracted to children. No one's going to hate you if you act like a normal person and seek help.
We need to find some kind of middle ground where society and pedophiles can come together. We love kids, we want to protect them too, and we're on society's side on that.
Again, Todd, you're not on the side of protecting kids if you openly admit that you like the fact that you're a pedophile. The bottom line is that if you're attracted to kids, you should feel upset by that. Unlike being LGBT, being a pedophile can actually lead to harm. If you struggle with being attracted to children, which is a mental illness, by the way, and you get help, I'm not going to judge you for it. But if you're proud of it, even if you never abuse a child, I'm definitely going to judge you. Why on earth would you ever be proud of being attracted to children? I have a feeling that people like Todd would abuse children if it wasn't illegal. You don't want to protect kids, Todd. You just want to be a special snowflake and get attention for sharing your disgusting fantasies. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Feel free to send me any ideas for future videos. Thanks for watching.
Feel the funk blast!